Hello, everybody out in the interwebs. Apparently not in my Facebook group because once again it decided to not connect at the very last minute, but we'll post it later. No big deal. Today on Expert Burnout Tips, I get the supreme honor of talking to Keshawn Hughes, who is an intuitive speaker, certified neuro coach, neuro leadership consultant, and NeuroSavvy Leadership founder. With 20 years of corporate leadership experience for top-ranked global brands, Keshawn provides the language, strategies, and practical steps to help leaders and organizations end burnout culture, level up, and align with purpose.
Yes. Thank you, Cait. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
I was like, wow, I felt that one. I felt that one. It's been a
I
while.
like to read it with emotion.
Yes. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
The key to success. And something I talk about so often because people, we're going to get into it, but from my own burnout experience and from the one I coach people through, we're disconnected from emotion. So when we can connect emotion with logic, and it's the best combination.
It pulls everything back together. Yes. So this show, everybody knows now, is this really like sort of quick and dirty short format. So my question to you is, what is your number one top tip for burnout and who is it for? If it's for anybody in particular.
Wow.
I just threw that in there last minute. I didn't warn her about that.
I like it. This is for anyone who finds themselves to be, I would say in neuroscience speak, more left brain dominant. You logic your way through things. You mindset orient your way through things. Like if I can just set the mindset for myself of how I want to feel, and then I can get there on my own. For that individual who was once me, do not try to fix it alone. That's my top tip. Don't try to information load yourself or research yourself out of burnout. Or even if you're curious, if you're thinking, I might be burnout or on my way, align with someone that you trust. Align with a trusted professional, hopefully, that can help you navigate this road to recovery and to just a more healthy, fulfilled, joyful life. Do not do it alone is my top number one tip.
When I gather these tips before this, and we're on episode 12, 14, something. I don't know. I'm not really counting. But we're not getting the same tip ever. Everyone has something different, which I thought was really interesting.
Really interesting.
Right? Really interesting. When I read yours, I had, even for myself, a sigh of relief. I am really tired of listening to people say, I got through burnout by myself and now I help you get through it faster. Like, I did not get through burnout by myself. I hired everyone that I could afford. Literally everyone. I had a coach, I had a therapist, I had a functional medicine practitioner, I had an acupuncturist. I did all the damn things.
Right. Which is why I listened to you and why your podcast resonated with me. I don't know, years ago when I found it. I don't even know how I found it. I'm just thankful that I did.
Probably Shantae Javon Taylor.
Yeah, it
probably because she was a guest.
Who trained me
to
become a neuro coach, and now I'm on fire. So she sets people aflame and sends us out into the world. And yes, that must be the connection. It has to be.
Yes. It has to be. Yeah. And so this is something that is so important to me because I don't want this like DIY energy to be stuck around burnout because I don't think it's helpful. And you said something when you wrote in your number one top tip that I'm going to throw on the bottom of the screen right now for everybody to see it. And it's going to be one of those moments that you're going to be like, right, I'm a genius. Of course I said that.
Oh, thank you.
Resisting help from others.
I don't remember saying
prolongs your suffering. It does. That is a short, impactful sentence.
I don't remember saying that. And I get emotional. It's so true because I'm deep into this work, Cait. I'm deep into the work for myself. It's a daily work. I'm not completely removed from being burned out. It's like always there, like, because it's a part of me. It's a part of my story. It happened to me. I feel like the toxic individualism got me to that place. And I was suffering. My body was. And it took subtle hints and then the big tap on the shoulder where I got laid out and had to lay down for an extended amount of time to recognize that's not the way to do it. And suffering can be a choice. We have many choices. And so since we do have many choices, there's a plethora. I just will not choose suffering. I won't. Anything related to it, or if I get the inkling that I'm on that path, hopefully I have someone who is in community with me, who loves me, who I trust, who is a trusted professional, who can help to reorient me out of that towards
Yeah.
health.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I like that you said sometimes is
Yes.
a choice.
Oh, yes.
Can you dig a little deeper there,
Oh,
please?
wow. Sometimes it's a choice. Oh, gosh. It's just because I'll say because I was in a place as well where I didn't even know I had choices because I was so conditioned to
Mhm.
live in the way that I was, all for good reason. It was survival. And I thought survival was the prize. I didn't even have the language to describe it as such. And so I didn't know there were other choices. So that's why I say sometimes. But
Yeah.
once you get where I am now, I'll say where I am personally now in my burnout recovery um, journey, how I've gotten through and now help others. I can say that now, where it could be a sometimes. Just
Yeah.
because I feel like that could be hopeful for someone. That could be
Yeah,
hopeful.
I think so too, and I think it's a little bit sometimes, dismissive to say, "You always have."
Oof.
Listen, I got fired yesterday, my kid's in the hospital, and like,
Mhm.
sometimes you have to sit in it for a moment because life's.
Yes, with you're right. Yes, without being a respecter of persons, I would say. It's like life
Yeah,
does life. Sometimes it's not anything that I did or any way that I
right.
showed up or anything that I said. It
Yeah,
just happened. That is
yeah,
the nature of life. And
and over time,
over time, over
you can make the choice,
yeah,
but in the very beginning, sometimes you're just
yeah.
in it. You're just humaning and reacting
Oh, yes. I
to
love that
it,
word.
which is just normal, right? Just normal. So I
Yes,
think that this is a way to talk about it that doesn't dismiss anybody's situation or feelings or anything.
I'm so glad it does. I'm glad it's inclusive because that's
Yeah,
what I help people do is to be
exactly.
more inclusive within themselves, to build a space of belonging within themselves, their own bodies, their own
That they can then
lives.
extend.
Yes, that from the inside out. That's the best way to do it. That's the only way I do
Yeah, so I have one more question.
it.
Is there I have, of course, my own list of ideas around this, but is there something that you've learned through Shantae, through neuroscience, through your other studies
Mm,
that shows you that on a neurological level,
yeah.
it is helpful to seek help?
Oh, wow. Yes. Oh, I think of the just positive mindset space, positive psychology, even positive neuroscience. Our brains are wired for progress, and we feel it when we pay attention, the stagnation, when we're
Mm,
not physically, mentally aligning in forward motion.
mm,
Life is always calling us forward. And when we do that, there is a neurochemical response. When we respond internally to positive, truthful information. When it positive, truthful information, let me just keep it as that. Very positively. There's a lot of dopamine that flows through us. It boosts our serotonin levels, all of those neurotransmitters and neurochemicals that are related to balancing our mood and motivating us and helping us physically feel good. But it has to be honest and it has to be authentic and truthful. We need to first process the SHIT. I don't know. I
Oh,
didn't
you
want
could say shit here.
okay, so like we have to process first, or our brains won't allow us to as easily move towards the positivity. So I just want to say that too, because once again, for the person who wants to positive mindset themselves out of this on their own, even through affirmation, through aligning themselves with others who are in community with them, encouraging them. But if there's no processing of the SHIT, I'll just say, if there's no processing of the stuff, the muck, the mire, I don't know how effective it is.
Yeah, so having someone to process with and
Yes.
having that outside perspective and
Yes.
having the mirror to bounce things off and
Mm,
all of that
yeah,
is provides that space so that you can then da, da, da.
right. Because we're designed to be in community together,
Yeah,
and we're going to either choose the negative or unhelpful community because we're just designed to be in collectives,
yeah,
or we can bravely. Sometimes I had to bravely seek more positive, healthy, inclusive community for myself. That was
yeah.
different from what I was used to, but it helped. My North Star was I felt healthier. I just felt better inside. Once I connected with my body and myself and my sense of being, I was able to make those better choices, those healthier choices for myself, and
I
choose a
love that.
community that really
I
fueled
love that. All right. Well, now there's some people out there that are like, I have to work with her starting yesterday.
Do
So
it.
how should people get in touch with you?
Oh, wow. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. That would be a great way. My name is Keshawn Hughes. I have my maiden name there. Thank you for providing the link. And then I also, underneath, I think my name here, you see NeuroSavvy Leadership and my website, beneurosavvy.com. I want us all to be savvier about what's in here so that we can have life and have it more abundantly.
Amen.
All right. Yes.
Did I spell that right?
You did. Yes.
Good.
Thank you. Perfect.
I love it. Keshawn, thank you so much for being here, for your energy, for your knowledge, for the time that you've spent on yourself in service of you and others.
Yes. That's it. That's the only way I like to do it.
I so appreciate you and everybody out there. These expert burnout tips are an offshoot of Fried the Burnout podcast. So if you need more information, you need bigger episodes, you want to listen for an hour to other people talking about this same kind of stuff, please head to Fried the Burnout podcast. It is available anywhere you listen to podcasts. And if it's not, you'll tell me and I'll get it there. I'm so happy that you're here. I'm so happy to give you chances and opportunities to always have a new thing to try to move forward on your burnout recovery process. If this is not the thing, that's okay. There's another thing coming. We're going to talk about new things all the damn time. So don't worry. There is a way for you to get out of burnout.
Yeah, there is. Absolutely.
Until next time.
Thank you, Cait.
Thank you.
This is so good. So good.